Now, another week of games, and there's still plenty to learn, so Professor Kobe's opening up class again for another Team Comp 101.
Thanks, Dash, and thank you all for making it to first period on time. We've got an early class for you today. In previous lessons, we have gone into some of the basics of team compositions. Today, I want to look into one of the slightly more rare strategies, and it is a poke composition. Now, there is a reason that this is a little bit more rare. They're fairly hard to pull off. They're a little bit fragile. Specifically, we are going to be looking at TSM's poke composition that they broke out in their game against Cloud9. Now, in some of the other compositions as well that we have examined, some of the pieces can be traded out, but in poke compositions, every single one is extremely important. Now, they've got Nico, Zoe, and Varus, all long-range damage skill shots that you can fire away. Also, all long-range snares that you can hit. And then Gragas and Tahm Kench play very key roles as disengage. Gragas ultimate can knock people back. Devour for Tahm Kench can save any other member of the poke composition that has been caught. Let's bring up some keys to remember if you want to execute a poke composition at home, because they are, again, fairly hard to execute. Number one, you need to establish some vision control. Get warding around you, because everybody, when they see your poke composition, they're going to draft hard engage. They're going to come at you from all angles. They're going to try and flank you and get these stuns off and kill your fragile members. So vision is extremely important. You can see that coming. Number two, with a composition based on hitting skill shots, you're going to need to hit those skill shots. If your long-range damage abilities don't land, then you're not going to get anywhere with this type of team. And number three, track the defensive abilities of your allies, the Gragas and Tahm Kench that we mentioned, and pay attention to their positioning so that you can save each other and help each other out. A poke composition is only as strong as its weakest link. Let's take a look at a couple of clips where TSM actually performed really well with their poke composition and got ahead, and then also another one where they messed up and they ended up actually losing the game even with a very big lead. And that's something that you do need to remember with these teams. They're fairly fragile. So you see they cleared out the wards in the river first. Bjergsen even very safely checking the brush, throwing out the paddle star to make sure nobody's in there. And then they focus on the vision. Control ward goes down. As you can see, the map from C9's point of view goes completely dark. They have no vision of Sven or Bjergsen. Both of these guys, again, with the long-range skill shots. Bubble's going to come out as we roll the rest of this clip here. Zoe hits it. Sneak was only there for a second, but one skill shot lands. Then Sven actually got his ultimate and his Q off right there. Finishes up the kill fairly easily, and you can see they even poke Zeyzal all the way out. So then, after you have killed someone, you've poked them out, they're low health, then you go over to the Baron, as you see, they turn their eyes towards the objective. That gets TSM a huge lead. However, no matter how big your lead is with a poke composition, you're always fragile. Let's take a look at another clip here where it all comes crashing down. Two key members that we pointed out, poke composition, Broken Blade, and Bjergsen. These are the damage dealers, the ones with the snares. They're very far away, as you can see on the minimap, from their defensive partners, the Tahm Kench and the Gragas. So when Bjergsen, with no flash, uses his R ultimate, which also roots him right there at the beginning bubble, you can see, Cloud9 make a very good call. They jump on Bjergsen. They know their only chance to win is to rush right at this poke composition and attack them while they're split. Let's roll the rest of the clip here, and you can see them do it. Svenskeren even Q and flashes over to make sure that they can take down Bjergsen here, because you only get one chance. If you fail on the engage, then you're going to collapse. But because they were so spread out and C9 made the attack on the split members, this forces the rest of the TSM into a small corridor. The jungle walls are something that you also have to pay attention to with this composition. There's nowhere for you to run at this point. You can see this small corridor is a perfect avenue for Sneaky to follow up. He flashes with the Cassiopeia. So let's roll the clip here, and we'll see the rest of the devastation that follows. Since the fight started out when they're so split, none of these defensive abilities were of any use to them. They had to chase them down. So you're always going to need to remember, once again, stay safe with a poke composition. Now we are going to be taking a break, but when we return, Riv investigates the mysterious forces influencing North American League of Legends and wonders if there's something else at play. So don't go anywhere.